Wonder is able to jump away with a heartbreak, and you see Yamato very happy with the way that bot lane River play went. The question is, can Fnatic keep the snowball rolling? You said they needed a few kills. They're now 4 up. And you can see Caps just struggling there to kill off his former teammate. 3,000 gold the lead for Fnatic at the 13-minute mark.
Yeah, look at mid tower as well. Maybe we missed it, but it's got 1 plate left, so Niski...
Rift Herald, I think, was used.
Oh, they must have heralded mid. We must have missed that, yeah. I thought they still had it, but good spot there, Medic. But so, Herald was used mid, all the gold went to Niski and Bwipo. Bot tower's on 2 plates, Adam's hitting top tower, which is going to sit at 3 plates. All these winning lanes benefiting Fnatic so much. As you can see, they're over 3,000 gold ahead at 13 minutes in.
Fnatic in prime position to equalize this series, and historically, it's kind of been the way it's gone between these two teams. Fnatic and G2 constantly trading, constantly battling at the top of the LEC. All-time G2 have a slight lead, 38 wins to 27. But this year it's been Fnatic favored, 3 wins to them, to only 1, well, 2 now for G2.
A lot of back and forth.
Yeah.
A lot of back and forth. You think of the reverse sweep eras where G2 was losing, knocked to the lower bracket as well. And then they come back against Fnatic, of course. And this is arguably one of the most important best of 5s they'll play in recent years, because it's for the last world spot. And now with turret platings falling, upsets the man with all the gold on Fnatic right now. He's gonna get this bot tower, and he has almost like 4 supports around him. Adam's gonna buy time, Bwipo's gonna shred through any front line that he needs with slows. Niski's a stun bot, and Hylissang is his shield bot, so all the gold going to upset is exactly what you want. Jankos has flash up, and Niski's looking for him.
He's gonna get locked up. There's the Everfrost. The root duration is just so darn long. Upset gets gifted a double. And now he is 3-0-1. That double also will help him with this laning phase as well. He got the bottom lane tower. First tower of the game is down, and 15 minutes in. Fnatic in command of this game. 4,500 gold ahead. Will take their second Drake.
Feels like the whole game Fnatic has controlled the bot side of the map with wards absolutely everywhere in their jungle, giving Fnatic perma bot push and able to walk in constantly. Caps has flash and Niski doesn't have ult, but this bot side vision, Bwipo playing towards bot side non-stop is giving relentless pressure to Upset and Hylissang, and they're using it very effectively. Bot tier 1 already down, they're going to get this mid tower too.
Such a change from game 1 where we saw a lot of the focus up towards the top side of the map. Here it has been all about getting Upset ahead. Fnatic doing that incredibly well. 4 minutes on what will be a 3rd dragon of the game for Fnatic. It's the Mountain Soul, whose shields will definitely help them out against the burst potential of a Diana and a Yasuo. Mickey gonna step in here to Bwipo, and you're gonna see just how much damage a Trundle can do. This is true exhaust, by the way, as Bwipo just needs one more chomp. And Mickey called out for the 2nd game in a row.
Yeah, so much true damage and tank shred, right? Sundra, red smite, red buff with his ultimate as well. He's shredding through everything. The exhaust doesn't even matter. And now after mid tower dying, Bwipo has to be careful though. He has no flash, but he is gonna get away. And you can see Upset after pushing out bot is moving top. Fnatic, bot to mid to top, all 3 outers falling. G2 are yet to get anything, but they might find something here.
Bwipo oversteps a bunch there. Wonder's going to steal away that Divine Sundra for the moment as he looks to go up towards the top lane. Trying to defend this tower. It's a good kill there for G2. The shutdown going over to Caps as well. Upset on the front line with the wild growth. Will be able to jump away and dash out of the fray. And now that top lane tower still low, but not going to be taken out by Fnatic just yet.
So G2 hold on to this tower and they get a pick. Grabs talked about the scaling that G2 have, and Reckless is building towards his 2nd item. But Fnatic in full control of this game still, despite losing Bwipo. 2 dragons as well. 3 minutes until the next one. Niski, we've seen what he can do in bot lane 1v1s. Might look for Reckless here. It's a stare down, but he does spell shield it.
Everfrost coming out as well. There's the on the hunt. Reckless is going to try and run away from this one, but the exhaust is keeping him locked up. He'll use Niski. Has the stun card. Doesn't quite have flash. Now it's up. Caps goes in. Stun card blocked with the wind wall. And Niski is down. Caps with his 2nd kill of the game on this Yasuo.
Oh, Niski's flash is about to come up now. He just didn't have it up for that fight, and if he did, he could have chased through it. His ultimate was also 4-5 seconds away from coming up, so Caps TP's behind him and gets the kill. There's a world where if Niski had both of them up, he could have flashed, killed Reckless, and ulted out. But that's not what happens. So now G2, after getting that kill, Caps is sitting on 2 of them, will get this bot tier 1. So Yasuo starting to get accelerated a little bit here.
The question is, what can G2 do with that? Because Fnatic still have that deadly mid-game that Grabs said he was afraid of when we got into the game. With Dragon coming up in 2 minutes' time, you have to expect Fnatic will want to take that. Bwipo taking the Rift Herald off towards the top side as TP was used by Niski to clear out top wave. Still a 4,000 gold lead for Fnatic. They are still very much in the driver's seat of this game. Almost 2 items on their mid laner and on their AD carry. 2 items on the way for Adam as well, but it's Caps going to try and take a trade here. Doesn't have any grievous wounds.
G2 have a lot of bot side vision. They see everything on the bot side map. Jankos is going to come to the lane. Maybe Adam face checks through River. They will spot him out. He has a Blade of the Ruined King, so he might be able to trade back, you know, onto Jankos. G2, are they going to look for it?
Is Adam going to look for it? That's the question. Mickey's on his way down as well.
Yeah,
Whippo with Rift out. Here we go. They're looking for Destiny once again. Of course, Reckless. No flash to get away, and Fnatic pounce on their former AD carry.
How can the Sivir even move on top of a Trundle pillar? He doesn't even have ultimate up. Yes, has no flash, true, but I think no matter what he had there, he was as good as dead with the TF ult on the pillar.
It's just so difficult for him to ever get away from it. If the spell shield can only block one thing, and with Everfrost, with stun cards coming in with the Pillar of Filth as well, it becomes so difficult. The Rift Herald will charge in mid. That tier 2 is down. Fnatic 4 towers to 1 ahead, and they're going to look for a second charge. They're looking for Mickey as well as the subject goes down. Whippo can just tank this for days. Mickey down. Next on the menu is Jankos. He tries to dodge away, but Upset is leaping. Next up, Wonder. Heartbreaker across the wall, but he is stunned up, locked up, and taken out. Fnatic just battering down the door.
They're diving G2 at their tier 3 towers in 19 minutes. Are they going to take the inhib though? Probably just better to back away. They get 2 towers, they get 3 kills, and this Tristana is just so far ahead with a Lulu by his side and 3 supportive champions to help with stuns, with CC, with slows, and everything Upset needs to just keep hitting and hitting and hitting.
You can see G2's strategy of weathering the mid-game really not paying off too well. They may have bought an umbrella, but it's a torrential downpour that Fnatic are bringing to them. Hurricane Fnatic in the house, and right now, they're in true command of this game.
But it's just Fnatic fashion, isn't it? You think about all their best of 5s, either they stomp or get stomped in game 1, and then the reverse happens in game 2. We've seen that so many times throughout the playoffs here in the LEC. What a dominating bounce back here by Fnatic. They're 6k up. They have 2 dragons. They're going to work on this 3rd dragon now. G2, their only real big win condition right now is, yes, a 6-item Sivir, but it's that man right there, Caps. He's the only one that's really far ahead on G2, arguably, and Adam's looking for him.
I mean, Adam! Adam! That was so good from Adam! He takes out Caps, the only threat really on G2. Reckless gets the kill. Meanwhile, the rest of Fnatic are on their way up, maybe looking for a bit more of a fight. Destiny available for Niski if he wants to join this one, but they decide to back away for the moment.
Hashtag worth. Adam will take those, because now Fnatic, Yasuo no TP, it's G2's strongest member, Caps, and now they can force the 4v4. Reckless still no flash up.
Man, they just got a bullseye on Reckless right now. Mickey's going to join it as well, but the rest of Fnatic are on their way, and the pillar's going to slow down Reckless. Concussive blows coming out, but the stopwatch being used here by Niski. No vision in the bush, though, for Fnatic. They will be able to get the kill, and Niski survives. Another double for Upset as Fnatic. We said they were going to look for the Drake. I think they might have another neutral objective on their minds.
Are they going to start this, though? Niski no TP, no ult, Adam no TP either, so it's hard for all of them to collapse onto this. Wunder has flash coming up soon and has move speed to get away. I think Fnatic just play it safe. Get this dragon, starting up the Baron when Jankos can get into the pit and you don't really have enough CC to push him away or members to push him away. It's just the safest play. Fnatic's going to be on Mountain Soul Point here. They can retake control of Baron whenever they want. And they just own the whole map. The second G2 even steps foot close to the river. This is what happens. Fnatic just collapse on you.
Whippo is just running down whoever he wants, whenever he wants right now. Jankos forced down to 400 HP, cannot contest the dragon. Upset takes it. 7-0-2 on this Tristana, the supporting cast, helping him out a huge amount as well.
Whippo will be okay here, but I think it's pretty safe to say with Upset coming into Reckless's shoes, he's definitely more than filled them. I think that he's had a fantastic year, and now he's having a fantastic game. We saw Fnatic's playstyle throughout the whole year was play through bot, get Upset ahead, get Hylissang ahead, and let them dictate how the game is played. Upset playing phenomenally in the playoffs so far, after 10 games already.
Yeah. It was a little bit of a quiet game 1 for him on that Kalista, but here he is showing up, and the team is playing around him, Pedro.
And Upset, a player who has been 4 times. He's been 1 best of 5 away from Worlds.
Yeah. And
he lost them all. And this time, this is the 5th time that he could go to Worlds by winning this best of 5. And winning this game would put the series at 1-1. It's a step closer.
Yeah. It's been heartbreak after heartbreak for him, but perhaps the wife buff will be enough.
The wife buff coming in.
Started with Ambition, then moved on to Doinby, and now it is Upset's trying to use that buff to get himself a spot in Worlds.
From the LCK to the LPL to the LEC. We'll see if it pays off, because now Fnatic in full control, 7k gold up, Mountain Soul points, full control of top side. Adam's going to base, pick up some items, get some pinks, move towards the bot side. He has TP coming up soon, so Fnatic probably want to force this Baron when he does have it. Upset, not only is he unkillable and has support next to him, but he also has a Guardian Angel now, so you got to kill him twice.
It's just so impossible for Fnatic to do. They haven't even, for G2 to do. They haven't even managed to kill him once so far this series, this game. Fnatic just can do whatever they want on the map. They are playing it a little slow, which does give, of course, G2 a little bit more time to get more items. You can see Reckless at 2, Caps at 2 with that Infinity Edge complete.
But I think that's what you want to see if you're a Fnatic fan. You don't want to see them lose their minds and make this game into, a slugfest by just overcommitting for fights. It's a very important best of 5, and getting this win is crucial. Fnatic in the driver's seat. G2, the only real play they can make is Jankos flashing in, ulting, and getting Caps on top of Upset. But even then, I think the wild growth, the exhaust is really going to hurt G2's burst. This Lulu pick negating a lot of what they want to do. We'll see what G2 can find, because taking down Upset's going to be very difficult.
Looks like Fnatic's strategy at the moment is get Adam to push in the bottom lane, then use the rest of your team to gain control over to the top side. There's no TP on Wonder, so he won't be able to join a fight if it does start around this Baron. Of course, Fnatic can just take away the jungle, but you have to expect the Baron or that subsequent Mountain Soul, which is coming up in 2.5 minutes, is their key target. Jankos going in, Adam in the mid lane. Here comes the Destiny. Wonder looking for a flank position, but the Destiny just a little bit late. There is Adam, very low, manages to survive. The stun card goes down onto Mickey. Adam able to walk out alive. Caps going in as well as they look for Quippo, who's now on the front line. The Heartbreaker not enough as the stopwatch comes out, jumps onto the back line. There's the last press, but Upset's already killed off one. They're looking for more. Upset's still alive. He's taken no damage. Upset doesn't damn die. Upset gets the double. G2's though able to get a 2-for-2 so far in this trade, but Upset is still alive. There's the stun card. Wonder jumping in. Winter's Bite from Mickey won't be enough to slow down Niski as Upset looks to put the damage down. Wonder going forward. There's the stun card once again. Eyes on Upset. Eyes on Tristana. That's 4 so far this fight, and Reckless has to flash away.
He's absolutely unkillable. G2 had a great start to that fight, getting down a couple of the frontliners so they could start to move forward, but Upset pushes them back, gets 4 kills, 11-0-2. We'll see if they can get a Baron off this. They have TPs. G2 have TPs to respond, but they're not alive for a while.
And you can see just how far ahead Fnatic were in that fight. You had the last breath. You had the combination with the Moonfall from Diana, and you had Upset taking 0 damage through it all. Baron started now for Fnatic. Jankos and Reckless on their way. Jankos does have flash, does have smite, but he has to work his way through an almighty
Upset wants some.
Upset once more. Heal coming out. Jankos flashes away. The stopwatch. Yeah, that might stop time for a moment, but all it does is delay the inevitable as he goes back to the fountain. Fnatic continue to look for more. Upset goes in. Caps in a 1v4 will flash away. Adam on the front line, just doing what Adam does here. Look at the damage coming out from Upset. Adam gets a kill. Upset looking for more as Caps jumps onto the back line, but he'll be killed off as well. Upset looking for Reckless. The man he replaced is getting pushed back to his own base. Wonder next up. Upset with the red buff with the slows. Wonder will use the Spectral Maul to dash away.
That's got to be it, right? Fnatic have to be done chasing. They've got all they wanted. They can turn back to this Baron and finally get this objective that they dearly wanted and started so many times. Fnatic should secure this neutral objective. Dragon coming up in 30 seconds as well. I think they're going to get both.
And what a response after game 1. Game 1 was close until the mid-game where G2 really took it over. Here, Fnatic have not given an inch. A slowish early game into a 10,000 gold lead at the 26-minute mark. Fnatic have come to party.
Oh yeah, look at Hylissang and Niski scorelines as well. 1 kill apiece and then 15 and 14 assists. Just standing next to Upset, keeping him alive. Wunder is going to try to get this. Wow, great play here from Fnatic, I think, because TP's top means you can pressure the top side of the map while G2 get this Mountain Soul that, well, you don't want anymore. You're just going to pressure top side. So Adam just using his TP, Baron's not up, just get tempo on the map, just keep these waves alive, and he can go for this tier 2 top, but Caps might collapse. G2, all their members going towards mid here. Maybe they just want to take a fight. Adam TPing top means maybe there's a world where they can find a 4v5. Caps is quite far away though.
G2 looking for the Fnatic push against Fnatic. Quippo with the wild growth though. Look at the damage. He's just so darn tanky. Mickey on the front line. Upset putting the damage down. He's going to get stunned up with the concussive blows. Caps joins the fray as well. Adam pushing the inhibitor towers while all of this is going on. Upset's going to jump away. Niski now the target from G2. 5 members strong. They will be able to take out one, but Adam is looking for that inhibitor.
Yeah, he's going to get this inhib 100%. Now Fnatic could just stop bases here. It means G2 would have to run all the way back. So Niski dies, but Fnatic crack the base open. So Adam using his TP there. The split push will base on the spot. Should get out in time. You gotta call that worth.
It's 100% worth. Get the inhibitor down up towards that top side. You have an open inhibitor in the mid lane. You still have Baron buff for 1 minute and 50 seconds.
And the idea from G2 was good. Adam's TPing top and he has insane tempo. He has a really big wave. He's gonna take our inhib. Do we defend the play or do we go for a 4v5? Maybe there's a world where we can get Upset, get the shutdown, get 4 members, and then stop the siege, which will get G2 back in the game. Doesn't work in the end. Inhib for Niski. Trade comes off. Niski should be quick out of base, and Fnatic aren't stopping here.
Upset still has that GA yet to be popped, yet to be propped. Fnatic continue their unrelenting pressure as G2 are forced back to their inhibitor line. One of them already demolished.
What you'll see Fnatic do now is play with 3 or 4 members bot lane and have Adam mid buffing up waves or just pushing in waves to get that inhibitor. I think with that top inhib down, playing on 2 lanes becomes a lot easier.
With Fnatic here, they can just take a second, take a breath, reset, get those items in. You can see upset 4 items strong on this AD carry. The Zhonya's complete. Viniski makes it a lot easier for him to navigate these fights, of course, because if he is ever caught out, he can just pop that stopwatch and make sure that he survives for a second rotation of spells. Upset on his way down the mid lane as G2 look to defend their middle inhibitor.
Adam level 16, he's the highest level member in the game right now. He's walking into G2's face.
Upset isn't even here. This is a fight without Upset so far. Now he joins the party. Look at where Jankos is. He's looking for that flank position, but Fnatic have spotted him. Ragnarok used, Cap's already dead before he can even get the last breath off. And perhaps that's the last hope that G2 had in this fight. Upset goes legendary. He's jumping around, he's hopping around, he's leaping around, and he's looking for kills. Wonder underneath this inhibitor tower trying to survive against Whippo and Adam. The Destiny Gate from Niski joins the party. And Fnatic are on a killing spree. They're on a tear, and they are looking to tear through these Nexus towers. G2 forced back to the fountain. Reckless forced back to watch as Upset rips through G2. Fnatic will strike back, Upset will jump forward, and it's 1-1 here between Fnatic and G2.
Great game from Fnatic, great bounce back and great performance from Upset, taking it back to G2. Wow, what a dominant game, you have to say.
Really was. After probably the first 10 minutes, it was never really in doubt. Fnatic just took control of it and they never gave G2 an inch, never gave them an opportunity to get back into the game. And even when G2 found good engages, Fnatic were just so far ahead that G2 couldn't get the damage down.
Yeah, I have to say, Fnatic, great response in draft with the Lulu into the dive comp, playing for bot lane non-stop. Whippo didn't leave that bot side jungle of G2, gave full vision to them, and Upset could just keep pushing and getting leads.
It was great stuff from Fnatic all round. We're dead even in tonight's series, and on the other side of the break, the experts will look at how Fnatic snowballed their lead. They got more kills. Oh, that's how it happened.
Really?
Yeah, just kept getting kills.
Bruh.
You kill the enemy, you get gold.
Say goodbye, bye. Don't say goodbye, bye. Just love me like you do. Don't let me go. Don't say goodbye, bye. Don't say goodbye, bye. Can't find another you. Don't let me go. Don't say goodbye, bye, bye. Don't say goodbye, bye. Don't say goodbye, bye. Just love me like you do. Don't let me go. Don't say goodbye, bye. Don't say goodbye.
on to the LEC studio. I'm going to summarize that game as Upset really wants to go to Worlds. Fnatic, they ran away with game 2. They tied the series with a very convincing win, I would say. Treats, what are your first thoughts about the draft and with the results-based analysis of prioritizing your Tristana for Fnatic?
Yeah, I mean, I think Fnatic went in with a completely different draft strategy. I like the TF and I like the Tristana, and I think they just had way more options in general, and they also used these options super well, especially in the early game with the lead that Bwipo got over in the jungle matchup.
Looks like a very well-rounded comp, and I think you see a lot of power picks that you would want in this meta, Goldborg. And then on the side of G2, we asked for more diversity and versatility in Ready Check. Is this then what you wanted?
Okay, so I've seen a loads of Diana Yasuo in my LPL time as well at the same time, but the problem with this right here is that you lack priority in every other lane, and Diana is super weak pre-level 6, so I think Fnatic did a remarkable job at playing around with their prior lanes. Yasuo don't get prior against range, no prior against the Sivir and Tristana early. So the fact that they were able to just navigate around Jankos, with him even having the Raptor stolen away from him, was just super nicely done by Fnatic in the early game.
I also think that there are a number of things when it comes to G2's comp that basically Fnatic drafted around. So the first one is that priority on the Braum. They decided to end on the Lulu. And of course, you sit there and think, haha, we've got Hylissang off of an engaged champion. But that ended up not being a problem at all because G2 are the ones that had to engage all the fights. Their whole composition is very melee. And when you have 3 melee champions that want to dive on top of you, fun fact, Trundle and Olaf absolutely love that. And on the off chance that you are able to get on top of the Tristana, Lulu's going to polymorph you, Lulu's going to heal, Lulu's going to shield. So I really liked what Fnatic did, and I think that the moment they took control over the early game, it became very difficult for G2 until if they got to like 6 items or like 4 or 5, then maybe there's a wombo combo team fight there, but they fell far too behind far too early into the game.
Okay, so Treats, do you agree with G2 building in some late game components in their draft, just not with kind of what it turned out to be?
Yeah, I mean, definitely having some form of late game insurance is good. I think Sivir and Viego are just too bad of champions right now to make them work. So I think they just didn't have like the best components. There are other champions that they could play that are just better scaling if they want to go for that. So I think G2 for the next draft will at least adapt and have slightly better early game so Jankos doesn't fall as far behind, and then still have this late game and some other champions.
You mean Viego top, right? Just to be clear.
Yeah, Viego top, not that good.
Vedius, you did want to look at the jungle pathing specifically because Bwipo put Jankos behind.
So a lot of this actually starts with Adam. The casters highlighted it before, but when we get to this point, you're going to notice that he's going to throw an axe out and he's going to steal one of the small raptors. Now, at first you might think this isn't that big of a deal. However, what the Diana is now going to do is path from the raptors into the red buff, and at first this is going to keep you at level 2. But with this early ward that they're able to put down, this gives full information as to what the Diana is doing. They know that the Diana is going to path bot. Meanwhile, the Trundle is doing a full clear bot side. Notice that as he's going towards the Gromp, this should traditionally give Diana the level 3. But because of that single raptor that was stolen, it won't. And while that is happening, the mid prio that the Twisted Fate got then put wards onto the raptors as well. So the control they had in top, they got vision early. The control they had in mid, they got vision early. And they know that Diana's not going to be level 3, so the Trundle can invade. And then with the prio that they have in bot lane with the Lulu, they're able to collapse and they end up killing the Yasuo in this situation as well. So just absolutely perfect early game execution with really good understanding of what they were doing, really good use of vision, great utilization of their priority, just masterclass in early game jungling from the side of Fnatic.
I genuinely think Vedia's breakdown here also just summarizes why it's so important that you have priority lanes that let you have a first move in this scenario, specifically when Diana is such a pivotal part of your composition. She's the main engager, she's the one who's supposed to get the other people ahead in a team fight. So as soon as Fnatic shut that down, there's just nothing for you to play for, and that made the game even more of a stomp really here for Fnatic, where they just got to do whatever they want.
Yeah, Treats, relate that then for me into, yes, you've made the tactical invade, you make sure that you have all the ground, and how does Fnatic then relay that into actually getting the kills on the board and getting Upset ahead?
I think the biggest thing to note is the TF pick. It just enables a lot of plays around the map. I think this champion is just perfect for Fnatic in general, because sometimes Bwipo and Hylissang go for these crazy engages, but Niski is usually more of a calculated player, I think. So when he plays the TF, it just becomes a bit easier for them to find these fights.
I think the TF also allows you to play easy mode when you're playing the broader map at the same time, because especially for Fnatic, as you're saying, Treats, it's a super good champion for them, because if they go for some of these exchanges or engages in a jungle and they overstep, they always have a man that can join join them without having that teleport up, and that man advantage that you create with the Twisted Fate just really solidifies a one engage for them.
And I think that Upset was obviously a huge benefactor of a lot of these kills. He was very difficult to touch in the team fights. His positioning was fantastic, but the whole team around him really was enabling him. I know that he has the most kills, but that really doesn't represent how well Fnatic as a team was playing to really set him up for success.
No, absolutely. As a bit of a treat for everyone at home, these three analysts are going to cover picks and bans after the break, but I do want to get a little taster here. Let's pull up the picks and bans once again, if we can, and talk about it. One thing that came up was kind of an obvious Arise would be good here, because obviously you can match also the mobility that comes out of the TF to some degree, right? What adaptations would have made this draft viable for G2?
I mean, what I said in draft is that I would like the Viego just to go towards the jungle. I think it's kind of too fancy to put a top lane, then go for the Yasuo Diana, which I think is a good combo, but not in this draft. So I would like them to just go Viego jungle and play a mage mid, something like the Ryze that was open, I think would be perfect. And then Sivir, maybe not the most optimal champion, but I mean, you could go for something like Ezreal, but I think it's just super comfort for Reckless as well.
I mean, once again, I think it's that bot lane part as well. The fact that you don't have two prior lanes, I mean, even having one in this game is so pivotal. I think we saw it in the Misfits versus Fnatic series as well, how pivotal a bot lane really became. If you did not have that skirmish, the Ashe and Seraphine really became a part where they could challenge Upset. In this lane for G2, there was no way for them to, realistically speaking, challenge that bot lane.
I know, we saw it even when there hasn't any ganks gone bot side yet, right? In terms of what Upset and Hylissang could do. Now, we talked in game one about the strength of the Rakan that got taken off. Now we see this Tristana priority and first pick on blue side for Fnatic. G2 is back on the red side again. They chose it for game 3. So does Tristana now add to the ban list, or you can't just keep banning bot laners, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can't ban every AD carry. I think the biggest thing is just what they want to do with Aphelios. I'm not sure. Yeah, they must have some plan with that G2, but I think dropping that for a Tristana ban would be something that would be viable for them.
Personally, I think the Tristana priority is more of a pinch at Reckless. I think they're saying you can't play anything else. And the fact that he went towards Sivir over the Ezreal was a really big indicator for me, because he clearly went for comfort. He plays Sivir. That is one of his favorite champions. And we were all discussing, like, imagine if this was a Ryze, Ezreal, Jace comp instead, then it's a very different composition, very topside focused. And so I think that the priorities need to shift. Early Braum, not a fan, but I also think that this draft in particular for G2 was a bit of a test to see what Fnatic would do. And clearly, Fnatic will look to dominate in the early game.
Well, Nelson's interview, I'm hearing it in a whole different light now based on this draft, but we'll see what happens. The spot at Worlds is on the line tonight, and based on our first 2 games, we're in for a close fight. Join us for picks and bans after this.
Wow.
Hello everyone and welcome back. Hostess is taking over the analyst desk, where we'll cover picks and bans for game 3 between Fnatic and G2. I am of course joined by Treats and Goldberg, and we thought that we'd have a bit of an analyst corner here as we go into this 3rd draft. It's obviously tied up right now, so let's think about priorities. The Aphelios. It's been on our minds a little bit so far in games 1 and 2. Do we think it still needs to be banned? Treats, I'll start with you. What do you think?
I don't think it has to be banned. I would say that Tristana is a champ that should be banned over Aphelios at least. I mean, there must be some scrim meta going on there where upsets Aphelios is just too powerful or something, but I don't see the ban sticking for long.
I mean, it's completely the same. I think specifically with the supports, if there's no thirst paired up with or anything like that, like it is a champion that can be abused. I don't know if G2 are just not feeling confident enough matching that Aphelios down in the bottom lane.
Yeah, it does seem like a big pick for sure. We'll have to wait and see how things shift in the draft. The one thing I am also concerned about is Reckless's priority in the AD carry position. We saw him hovering the Ezreal, then shifting over to the Sivir. The question is, will he get an AD carry that he's comfortable on and have impact on? Of course, this game isn't necessarily on him, but in terms of the priority that you could get in the lane was obviously a problem. The early priority for G2 overall was a big problem. So let's see how that priority shifts as we move into Game 3 pick and ban. So, Fnatic is going to stay on the blue side, G2 is going to maintain on the reds, Varus is going to be removed from the side of Fnatic, and it seems that these early bans will continue to stay the same.
Yeah, it just seems like Fnatic is in this position where they feel fine with banning away the Varus, banning away the Ashe, and then all of a sudden, what left is there for Reckless really to play, and that's where the Tristana comes into the picture. So now G2 having opted in for the red side, I want to see what that adaptation has become of them.
Yeah, I would say that the Rakan ban is something that they obviously still want to keep because it's a really good one. I just think this Aphelios ban should be swapped out on the blue side third ban, or sorry, the red side third ban for G2. I think if they swap it for like a Tristana, maybe Reckless is more comfortable playing something other than the Sivir.
But the problem you then have is that perhaps Fnatic want to blind the Aphelios. By actually banning away the Lulu, this does suggest to me that G2 is looking at an early Braum once again. But then, of course, Hylissang does have the Morgana as a potential answer as well. Fnatic are going to stick with the Tristana for the time being. The question is, will G2 actually decide to go for the Ezreal this time around? No, they're actually going to insta-lock the Trundle. So what do you think about this?
I mean, this does still leave open the option of Braum paired up with Aphelios for a third pick here from the side of Reckless. And I think in the jungle, they just realized that they needed something that could match the early game aggression, and Diana, that was just not it. So having seen Whipple on it, Janka's now just feeling like, well, I want to play like that in the early game, and picks up the Trundle. Yeah,
I think it's interesting to see if Fnatic wants to go for the TF Lee Sin, because both of them are open and super strong into the Trundle, and they can control the map a lot. So if they go for the TF here, I'm not sure if Caps is going to look for the Sylas third pick this time, or if they will just pick the Aphelios, because Reckless champion pool, as you said before, it could be a problem.
What about the Rise? We saw it as a huge priority from the side of the Mad Lions. Do you think that that could also be something that G2 look at as an answer to the Twisted Fate?
It definitely could be. I still think the AD carry is kind of the thing that is a struggle for G2 with all these AD carry bans, but they lock in the Orianna, which I also think is a fine answer, and it doesn't really impact sides as much as the Rise, but it's a really good scaling into TF.
It can be a fine answer, and I agree with the scaling point, but there's always that early to mid-game pathing instead, where, or not pathing, but stage of the game rather, where Twisted Fate really just had the numbers of Orianna. She can never really move, she can't follow up for that man advantage, so G2, it seems like they're just going for that really scaling aspect of the game.
Well, I will say one of the things about Orianna into Twisted Fate is you can bully the Twisted Fate a lot more and make it harder for him to actually get that roaming in the early game, especially before that level 6 mark. The concern for me comes from this Lee Sin pick in particular. Twisted Fate gold card into the Lee Sin. That Orianna could be in dire straits. We already saw in game 1 how much pressure this mid-jungle duo from Fnatic is willing to throw down. Now, we do see a couple more bans come out. G2 deciding to get rid of the Alistar and the Renekton, so that blind safe pick that Adam often goes for, as Fnatic now answer with the Camille. To me, this is looking something like a blind pick Mundo once again for the side of Fnatic Treats.
Yeah, definitely could be. I think Reckless here, he really wants to play Sivir again. I think it sounds like a bit troll, but it's actually not that bad in this game once again. And I think if Fnatic don't ban it, I expect G2 to take that one on 4 pick. If the Sivir ends up being banned, then maybe Aphelios is something that Reckless wants to look for. Okay, so it's not banned.
The priority right now is top laners. I imagine that Reckless will look to lock in his AD carry right now. Ezreal is still up and available, but it seems that the Xayah is going to be the pick for now. Gets that extra safety against the Twisted Fate gold card. So how do you want to see Fnatic round out the draft now, Treats?
Yeah, I think honestly they could pick kind of whatever style of top lane they want. They all have a super solid front to back. And I think it's kind of up to Fnatic more and to define their draft here. Do they want to go for a pick comp, or do they want to play a full teamfight comp? I think we'll have to see.
We're going to get Pyke.
Okay.
Well, that's the pick comp there for Hylissang. It's one of his biggest comfort champs, and he's really good on the champ, so yeah.
I mean, it has to scream comfort, because you're not doing this for lane. It's super hard to actually get that execute down onto the Xayah, down onto the Braum. So this is also to get out and influence the map once again for Hylissang. You can get prior with the Tristana, and then you just send Hyli off to roam wherever he wants. He's been so good at that in the recent series as well.
Yeah, the Gnar here would be super good for Wunder because it's a safe champ against the TF and it has a good matchup into Dr. Mundo, so I think that's the most expected lock-in. But the Irelia into TF, that's spicy.
Well, we talked about Comfort last game. It seems like we're going to have to talk about it again because this is Wunder's favorite champion. So what do you think about Wunder? In terms of the Mundo matchup, I feel like it's a pretty favorable one for Irelia, like a pretty safe one at the very least. But in terms of the comp, what are your thoughts, Streets?
Yeah, definitely a risky Irelia game, I would say. I think if TF and Pyke moves top one time and he dies to a gank, it's really hard for the Irelia to come back against Mundo. So I think as long as Wunder has a solid early game and can get at least the Bork, then he will be fine in the matchup.
Okay, so Gullberg, which comp do you favor right now? Whose side are you on?
I think Fnatic is easier to play in terms of you can actually punish this side lane with the Twisted Fate. I think the mid lane priority, a lot of it is going to come down to that. And if GT can't stabilize that, I think they might suffer a little bit.
Okay, Treats, final words. What do you think about the drafts?
I mean, I would like to say Fnatic because it's spicier, but I think G2 has a pretty solid comp as well overall, like a very good front to back. So unless the Pyke and TF can find a lot, I favor G2.
Okay, so it seems like strong ideas for both sides. I'm very excited to see how this Pyke will work out. We know that Hylissang is known for his Pyke, and I expect a lot of pressure to be put onto Caps in the mid lane. We talked about Caps versus Niski at the beginning of the day, and we know it's going to be a pivotal matchup in Game 3. The winner of this will move on to match point. The winner of this will be one step closer to locking in that final seed for Europe's World Championship. The teams are ready on the Rift, so let's get into Game 3 between G2 and Fnatic.
And on to Summoner's Rift we go for Game 3. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Nice to see you here. If your friends aren't watching, by the way, tell them to start watching, because this series is already off to a great start. And it's a must.
It's a best of 3.
It's a best of 3 between Fnatic and G2 for the final world spot in the LEC. One of these two teams who have made worlds every time since 2016 is not going to make worlds. One of these two teams who have been finalists in the last 3 worlds is not going to make worlds.
Great setup there, Medic.
It's crazy.
It is.
It's crazy. And Hylissang's playing Pyke.
Hylissang is playing his Pyke and he's playing with Hail of Blades, so I can't wait to see how bot lane pans out in this game. And I want to say, just looking at the comps, we heard the analyst test talking Gullberg like the pick comp from Fnatic. Treats favorite the front to back. I think they're both completely right. Different win conditions for both sides. Fnatic have globals, they have picks, and they have a lot of single target damage. G2 have a great team fight, front to back scaling. So that's the expectations that both these teams are looking at. Fnatic want to pick up kills, and they want to pick them up on side laners and shut that Irelia down. G2 want to get to the mid game in an even state, and then look to force fights around Dragon.
It's kind of been the story of the first 2 games. In Game 1, G2 were able to get into that mid game a little bit ahead, and then were able to take the game away from there. In Game 2, Fnatic got that early lead. Concussive blows coming out. Hilly won't have to flash. Still has that grey health as well. The exhaust comes down, and he's able to walk away.
Yeah, Upset to that heal there. Mickey's not running Ignite, running the exhaust, so they thought they could get some kind of all in there, but Upset pushed it back. Hook, he's going to connect, you'd expect.
Gets onto Mickey. Once again, the concussive blows a possibility, but Hylissang can just walk away. Mickey takes the explosive charge, and overall, across that first couple of trades here, it's Fnatic coming out on top.
Oh, Hylissang playing so aggressive, going for every single Q. Hits another one onto Mickey. No heal. Reckless cleanses, thinking he had heal.
That's a mistake there from Reckless.
Ignite goes down, so it's a trade-off for... Let's imagine Reckless did have heal there, and he saved this Bueno. So it's a trade-off of combat summoners. That's what's important. But Fnatic still have heal. Hylissang's looking for more.
Mickey.
Oh, they both flashed!
Hylissang's in there flipping heads!
Oh, Hilly's playing out of his mind in this laning phase. All 4 Qs doing so much work. Niski getting zoned away. But is he dead, Hilly?
Oh, the Unbreakable will come up and Mickey's keep him alive. Upset, taking a chunk of damage here as well. Wunder trading in the top lane. I missed him too. Have to see how that death from below really affects the game as it goes on. But you can see Hylissang so practiced on this Pyke, 16-7 across the course of his career. He's played it a couple of times against G2 in the last couple of years as well, and has lost both of those. Wunder with the flawless threat into the flash. 3 flashes burnt on the side of G2 in the first 3 minutes of the game.
Wow, Fnatic getting the better hand of both side lanes here. Wunder lost his flash, but has still got kill pressure. Whoa, what's going on here? Hylissang is looking for Reckless in between towers at 3 minutes in. G2 are forced to base already. This blind pick Braum, Hilly He doesn't care about enchanters anymore. He's going for Pike and he's pushing them back. G2 will get back to this lane in time, and they have some potions to work with on Mickey, but Hylissang just hovering around here, just trying to hook them away from the creeps, and he's going to dash back over the wall. Both junglers pathing to opposite sides of the map, and both are going to trade away scuttle crabs. So a lot of action in both these side lanes at the start of the game.
And the last time Hylissang played this Pyke against G2, it was Reckless by his side. And they were winning out on that.
Again?
This time it's Reckless feeling the pain of Hylissang. The hook connects, Bripper going in as well, and Mickey is the first blood of the game.
Oh man, Hylissang's having so much fun on this Pyke. He's just sitting in the river brush, waiting for someone to walk up. Both of them now have no flash. I want to say it's a bit of a bot kingdom down here right now.
There's definitely a bit of a Diffy in the Spiffy, the support role, like that kind of what's in the Siffy, in the Biffy. There we are.
Short.
Got there in the end.
Fighting top.
Wonder looking straight in onto Adam. Adam using the defibrillator to keep himself just that little bit more healthy. Wonder continues to trade in. The W will get a bit of extra damage down and mitigate some of the damage that's coming back. Jankos is nearby. Adam does still have the flash.
Yeah, Wave's kind of pushing into Wunder, but he's going to push back by getting his stack still up. Jankos hovering around, but Whippo's right behind him, and he's already based, has the Iron Spike. Whip pushing in Wave. Whippo's here to respond.
There's the stun. Whippo on his way, but Whippo just wants to protect. Wonder dodging away with the Blade Surge, and Wonder almost down. Whippo has the flash. Wonder somehow still alive. Adam walking forward straight into the waiting arms of Jankos. One more on but Whippo takes it.
Is he dead as well?
No, gets it. He's dead as well. You just can't do it to him! Fnatic 3 kills up!
Oh my god! That's game deciding that topside fight. If Wunder and Jankos get 2 kills, top lane is so swayed in the favor of the Irelia. But the Irelia is such a volatile champ that now it seems really hard for Wunder to start to win out in this lane. Whippo having based had the Iron Spike whip. Oh, my voice went a bit high-pitched there, Medic, I have to admit, but great match here from Whippo. Q's the dash away to make sure he can get onto Wunder, and he has to flash here. He knows that he's going to die to the next auto Q from Jankos. Adam steps forward, gets shielded. The Q misses, but now Jankos tries to get the kill. Auto attack. He just needs one more auto attack. Oh, but as he's in the animation, he dies. And then as Wunder's in the Q animation, he dies too.
Oh,
Adam.
My goodness.
Adam gets away. Both these side lanes are just so fun to watch.
The corporate Mundo showing that meetings can be the death of you there as he lands the briefcase into Wunder's face. There's a strong early start here for Fnatic. 6 minutes in, a 2,000 gold lead. Very reminiscent of Game 2, where they were able to snowball this lead away from G2. Jankos has been matched at every turn by Whippo. The top lane turned jungler is out jungling his enemy man right now.
Whippo has to be careful here, though. Has no flash. He's going to use the W to get away. Jankos is committing for it, but he gets kicked away. So what Jankos wanted to do there was flash Q to get the slow. Caps puts the ball on him, gets the shockwave, and maybe they can get the kill, but Whippo could just kick Jankos away. So Jankos uses flash and loses the Raptor. So let's take stock of the map right now. Hylissang and Upset have this perma bot push, and now Adam has the push in top. Niski has the push in mid. It's similar to last game. Fnatic have these 3 pushing lanes. They have a global. They can dive any side lane they want, and Jankos is spotted out on the map wherever he goes. Adam zoning him away from his Krugs, while the rest of Fnatic 4-manning bot. Reckless no flash yet. Mickey no flash yet. Only Caps can respond with TP here.
No level 6 as well for Reckless. Double TP's coming in. It's going to be 5 members of Fnatic down here. Caps is going to join them as well. Reckless with the cleanse to get away. Uses the root collar really well, but Fnatic still able to execute the dive. The shockwave though is going to bring them back, and Adam has to be down in this fight. He will fall 1-for-1 traded so far. Caps going in, gets hooked back, and gusset blows. Procced on Hylissang, not quite there it goes. G2 able to defend, and meanwhile Wunder is pushing in top.
5-man dive there from G2. Hilly looks for the flash Q. Caps holds his flash. Whippo
hasn't got kick, hasn't got flash.
This is a winning play for G2, as good as it looked for Fnatic. Yes, they got the dive, and yes, they killed Reckless, but Wunder is so far ahead in top now. This matchup that was swayed to Mundo, where he had the push, this TP advantage slightly backfires because it's only a 1-for-1 trade, so now Adam will eventually get back to this top side, but Wunder is definitely the winner of this entire series of events.
Look at the difference in the jungle right now, though, Kado. 1,100 gold in Whippo's favor. As you say, Wunder able to equalize the gold in the top lane, but Whippo is the key man so far for Fnatic in this early game, and he has been so consistently across the course of playoffs. We've seen it in the last couple of games, but here especially, Whippo has just had Jankos' number. He's been able to keep him locked out of a lot of the plays that he's looking for in the early game.
Yeah, Jankos taking away the Trundle this time around to prevent the early aggression. Reckless has flash up and he's level 6. Hylissang throws the Q a bit short and he's going to dash away, but I think both junglers playing really good in this playoffs. I have to say, Jankos, I think, is in top form. And Bwipo in the Vitality series was trading blow for blow with Selfmade. It was amazing to watch him here on the Lee Sin, putting on a clinic. 100% kill participation so far, and Bwipo's going for more. Mickey has flash up. We'll see if Bwipo gets the double kick.
Now, is he going to go for the Phantom Undertow? Instead, just uses the Bone Skewer. There's the Undertow. Featherstorm coming out from Reckless will be able to escape. Niski stepping forward.
Whoa, he stole it!
He stole it away from Adam. The top laners doing the Riptail by themselves. Flawless Duet comes out, but there's the passive from the Mundo. Wonder should be able to walk away from this one, but he doesn't want to. He wants to go back in. Maximum dosage, healing up Adam. You see the songs going higher and higher as his health bar rises as well. Wonder going to be able to walk away. Bwipo misses. The Sonic Wave just at the side. Wonder with a great dodge there. Adam still chasing him down. Infected Bonesaw hitting, but Wonder will be able to dash underneath the tower.
The whole map is in such a weird state. Wonder and Adam fighting over the Herald. Niski's up against Reckless and Mickey in mid. Wonder's going to get out. Caps is farming bot plates. So Fnatic moving around the map so much, had such a big gold lead, but they've lost Dragon. They lost a plate in mid. They lost 2 plates in bot. And they lost Herald. So all of these pieces have just fallen apart, all these small things adding up to something big. G2, despite being down so far behind in the early stages, are now pulling back.
Niski still has flash here. Dish locking the blue card. He's going to have to flash. I suppose won't proc. Bwipo going in as well. Doesn't have the kick himself, but he's looking for the damage onto Jankos. But here comes Caps with the shockwave. One more auto attack onto Bwipo will be enough. He's stunned up. There's the subjugate. There's the shockwave. And there is the shutdown. Hillisang with a good hook will keep Niski alive for the moment, but Caps is still on the chase. Has a red buff for the slow now, and there's another concussive blows proc. Niski trying to put the damage down on Caps. Out of vision. Hillisang dodging around. Phantom Undertow. Caps enough. The hook hits Mickey. The pillar is enough. And Caps survives. G2 equalize the scoreline.
Yes, be careful though. Upset has jump and flash. He gets spotted on a ward. He's going to go for it, I think.
Jump, flash, the block! Oh no! Oh my god, Mickey! It's a support kingdom this game! Mickey keeps Caps alive long enough for the concussive blows for Jankos to pick up the kill. And both these supports are absolutely smurfing.
They are indeed. 10 kills in 10 minutes. It's just a bloodbath in top, in mid, in bot. Everyone's showing up in every single lane. And G2 win out on that fight. This Orianna that wants to scale is now really far ahead. Wonder heralding top. Bwipo going for a kickback.
Wonder not tanking up the tower yet. The Riptail's going to charge in and should be able to kill off that tower. Wonder will go down here. Bwipo is able to chase him out. The Riptail gets 2 plates, and Wonder does secure them. We've got a brief moment here, Kado. Let's have a look back at this play in the mid lane.
Oh man, so much happened, isn't it? G2 is getting so many plates, and Niski has to flash away initially on this play, because if he gets stunned up, he's as good as dead. So Bwipo looks for the re-engage, but he doesn't have kick. But the key thing is here, he gets 3 stacks on the brown passive. Caps comes in, auto-attacks his flash, and then pulls him back with the shockwave. Now Niski's in trouble, so Hillisang has to save Caps. He does save, he does have to save Niski, sorry. He does save Niski for a little bit, but Mickey commits to the play. Q flash, Caps gets the kill, dodges away from Hillisang's E here. The flash was really, really clutch because then Hillisang could get autos, and Hillisang's ignite just came up now. So he wants to pop it onto Caps, but it's too little and it's too late. And then when Upset arrives, Mickey almost saves Caps. He blocks the first ultimate, but in the end there's an E and there's an auto attack, and when the shield falls, he does get the kill.
Importantly though, Upset there went back to look to proc the explosive charge so he could jump away, which gave them enough time to get the concussive blows proc.
Exactly.
Proc, meaning that he couldn't then get out of the fight. 6 kills to 5 on the scoreline. It's still a 1,000 gold lead here for
They're just hitting each other.
Support or combat.
Oh no! Fight it, top medic!
There's the Destiny coming into the top lane. The stun card's going to go onto Wonder as well. The Vanguard's edge. Trying to heal trying to kill off Adam. Adam flashes away. Wonder looking for the chase. Here's Bwipo as well. The Sonic Wave dodged. Wonder with the fancy feet almost went out the 2v1 but couldn't quite do it. Fnatic get a kill in the top lane. And meanwhile, G2 are pushing in the mid. And this is a great moment for me to ask, guys, all of you out there, before you predicted G2, well, who on earth is taking the last world spot now? Spam in chat, Fnatic or G2. Last time it was 70-30 in favor of G2. Fnatic have won a game since then. And then we've had whatever this has been.
Oh man, what is going on? So much fighting. Wonder almost wins the 1v3. Hillisang and Mickey just hitting each other to give Mickey a passive proc into the ult, into the one-shot. Hillisang dies. Now Bwipo's behind Caps. No flash.
Do they know that Jankos is there? That's the big question, because Mickey is here as well. Bone Skewer coming out. They now know that Bwipo's there. There's the pillar. There's Caps. Shockwave not available for the Orianna. Mickey can still chase in here, but doesn't have an ult of his own either. Subjugate is available for Jankos. Bwipo has the kick. There it goes. Mickey dodging forward. Bwipo goes back to Jankos. A great little dodge there. The chase.
Oh, Jankos!
He was locked in the blows, but couldn't quite get it. Stun card locked in for Niski. Hillisang dodging away. Jankos still on the chase, but Fnatic should be able to walk away.
Oh, beautiful play there from Bwipo to get his escape from Jankos. Jankos again tries to flash forwards to get Bwipo to get the slow, but he doesn't get what he wanted. Hillisang still hovering around mid. Both AD carries have just been handshaking bot push while this 4v4 onslaught in topside just keeps going.
And it's so even now between these two teams. Remember, Fnatic had a 2,000 gold lead early on, and now
Still the same.
Still people think G2 are going to win, perhaps because of how well they've come back so far in this one. Adam chasing Wonder underneath the tower. Perhaps a little bit more in favor of Fnatic overall, but still G2 the heavy favorites.
Yeah, Upset winning out in this 1v1, has the kill pressure, and now Jankos is hovering top onto Adam. He has the ultimate, has the red smite. Adam no flash. I think this should just be a clean kill, no TPs to respond.
I really think this is what we expected when we heard G2 and Fnatic were fighting it out. It's a best of 3 for a world spot, and so far we have 13 kills in 13 minutes. Make it 14 in 14. Jankos goes on a killing spree.
Yeah, no globals for Niski, no TP, no ult just yet. I think G2 had that time, so they're gonna get the kill. Their objective is this top tower, though. You can see them kind of hovering to see if they want to push for it. Caps has TP. So Fnatic, if they take this fight, TP will come in. Whippo 2 levels up on Jankos.
Destiny's not available though for Niski. He's going to have to walk the long way around here. You can see Hylissang waiting in the wings as well. Death from below can do a lot of work and gets you a lot of gold if you can proc it, but Hylissang now on his lonesome behind this tower.
Hylissang is deep in enemy territory.
Bone Skewer, there's the stun, there's the Sonic Wave, and Hylissang finds it. Death from below, X marks the spot. X marks the first kill of the game for the Pyke. Now Wonder with the Vanguard's edge trying to survive underneath the tower, but you just can't get away from the CC chain that is Fnatic.
The Fnatic death ball continues, and it doesn't stop here. Mickey, no flash just yet.
Oh, Mickey, that is not fine. Caught out as the Destiny comes out. Death from below gets another kill, gets another bit of gold, and look at how quickly this gold has accelerated for Fnatic. They're now 3K ahead.
Lots of back and forth, but Fnatic pull through once again. They get the gold lead, they get the fight, and they get the kills. And the thing is, Hylissang picked this Pyke because he wants to roam around the map. Mickey's playing Braum. It's so hard for him to keep up. This Pyke has so much kill pressure, almost solo killing Jankos there. Wunder can't survive the dive. He dies too. And then from there, the second the ultimate's popped, which just came up now, Mickey falls too.
It's just kill after kill after kill after kill, and G2 perhaps overextending, trying to stay, trying to protect that tower, but not respecting the damage that this Fnatic lineup can do. Also, Caps and Reckless were just not there. They weren't contributing to that fight as a whole. Rift Tower taken down for Fnatic. It's sitting on Hylissang. I love that. Oh no, it's not. It's sitting on Whippo, by the way.
You don't love that? I do.
It's fine, but like I love it when you put it on your support, especially when he wants to roam around a lot because of the enhanced recall. It just gets you 4 seconds of extra tempo on the map. For the moment, though, Whippo will be the one with that extra tempo. Right now, G2 grouping up in mid. Definitely in a losing position at the moment in this game.
The thing I just want to highlight here is Wunder. He's completely even in gold with Adam, but it feels like he's not really having the impact he wanted from this lane itself. He couldn't get the top tower despite getting the Herald that he stole away. He hasn't really found too much kills onto Adam, barring that one gank from Jankos. He's lost his tower, and now I think the 1v1 he should still win. But as the analyst has pointed out, there's a Pyke, there's a TF. This is never going to be a 1v1, so the Irelia is going to have to get into fights, but with the itemization she has right now, it feels like it's going to be very difficult.
It's also the second time we've seen a counter pick from G2, really not working out too well. This time the Irelia was picked into the Mundo. Last time it was that Diana last pick that really... Oh no, sorry, the Diana switched to the jungle right at the end. With the Viego top, that really didn't work out for them. Fnatic just have G2's number over the last couple of games. There's Bone Skewer into the Phantom under 2. Hilly is by himself right now. Mickey's going to trade into him. Hilly actually will have to flash away. Niski and Whippo were in the area, so I understand what Hilly was doing, and it also opens up a bit of space for this Rift Tower to charge.
He got Mickey's ult, so now they can't engage when they siege his bot tower, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Hilly had to flash away. He has no breaks. It's just non-stop relenting, isn't it? Just keeps going in. He sees one person, he's just going to keep hitting him until he has to eventually run away, which he doesn't really want to do, but if you force him to, he might.
Exactly, and also by pushing them back, he controls more vision. You can see his first item, the Umbral Glaive. Is it Umbral Glaive? It's been a while since we had it. Yeah, the Umbral Glaive means that he's denying vision from Fnatic as he steps into their jungle. He's getting behind them, getting behind enemy lines, and making it very difficult for G2 to do anything. Adam here trading back onto Wonder, upset in the mid lane. There's the Destiny Caps. Does have Flash, will look to try and get away. Jankos in the vicinity as well, but that's 4 members of Fnatic, and Caps is just burst down. Jankos next up as Upset once again leaps forward. He's been doing that a lot this series so far.
Oh man, this TF pick is paying dividends to Fnatic this game and last game, catching out G2 everywhere they run. Caps has no cleanse, he might have Merc Treads, but with the stun and the Everfrost, it's enough for Upset to catch up. And it's such a bloodbath. 2 towers for Fnatic still, and they want to get this mid-tier 1. G2 definitely on the back foot. Their objective, these side lane towers, bot tower, top tower, they're both on 1 HP, and they just haven't been able to crack them open. But now Fnatic, 5,000 gold lead.
G2 very much on the ropes in this game. You have to remember, the winner of this goes through to World. The loser does not make it. G2 have made it every single year since they joined in 2016.
And they finished top 3 every single split ever since they joined in 2016. If they lose here, they finish 4th.
Yep.
Which would be a horrendous position
I mean,
for them to be in.
it's 5 years. This is their 6th year with 8 out of a possible 11 titles for G2. And it's very possible we don't see them in our finals weekend. Currently, Fnatic well in control of this game. Game 2 was the same. It was a stomp for Fnatic, and G2 since game 1 have looked a shadow of what they showed us.
Yeah, and what we need to see from Fnatic now especially is the calm, kind of clean play style we saw last game, where they don't overforce, they don't overcommit, but Mickey might be caught.
Has to flash away. Another good hook there from Hylissang, predicting that Mickey would jump back to the cannon minion.
Yeah, Fnatic had that win condition of dragons last game, which made it much easier for them to just play for neutrals, but right now they have no dragons. With this mountain spawning in a minute, it's around, 30, 35 minutes that they're actually even going to be able to start contesting or pushing for a soul. So I think accelerating the game through kills is what they need to do with this comp. Twisted Fate, Pike, they need to find picks and then convert that into a Baron, and then they can start the siege. But without that Baron, with its single target damage, it really feels hard to find any form of siege. So skirmishes is what Fnatic wants.
They'll definitely be looking for them a minute, as you say, before that dragon comes up. Nisqy off towards the top lane, getting push, getting prio. Doesn't have TP, but Destiny is on its way off cooldown. Adam's about to get his teleport up as well, so I wouldn't be surprised if he is the one to go up towards top lane next, with Dragon being the key focus. In terms of items, there are 2 on both Nisqy and Upset. And there is another hook landing onto Yanko. Subjugate's going to keep him alive for the moment. Nisqy going in with the gold card block with the Unbreakable. A 3v5 in favor of Fnatic right now as Whipper dives in. Mickey with a good stopwatch. Adam's going to look for it, and the death from below from Hylissang is perfectly timed, but Wonder's coming in. The flawless duet's going to hit onto the Pike. Wonder immediately dives as he dives in, though. There's a Feather Storm coming out as well. Cap's going to join the fray so late. Already 2 of his teammates are down. Cap's looking for Nisqy. He will kill him off. Nisqy tanks up the tower. The Root Caller coming out as Upset dives across the wall. Shockwave still available for Caps, and he has the flash as well. Whipper going back in against his former mid laner. Can't quite do it as he flashes out. Adam still trading in. Hylissang has the death from below cooldown back up, so you have to remember he can use that once again. The hook hit it across the wall, but for it, Hylissang pays with his life. Cap's still alive, the shockwave used. Reckless trying to put the damage down onto Adam, who's tanking up 2 towers. Root Caller coming out, but Adam takes another tower shot. And Fnatic overstepped, Fnatic overstayed, and G2 pounced.
Do you know, we just talked about a medic 2 minutes ago. Fnatic just don't overdive. They're still 5k up, but they're definitely going way too deep here. Caps got so many kills in that fight and got a huge shutdown onto Hilly, who was fishing for hooks non-stop after those resets. Fnatic are going to get the dragon. G2 won't get any major objective off of this unless they might start up a Baron here. Blue Orb comes out. From Nisqy to spot it out. Really good play there, but no, G2 are going to force his Adam. 10 seconds to respawn. Has teleport available. Nisqy doesn't have the Destiny. Whippo and Upset need to get here ASAP, because G2 could just burst this and run. Maybe a couple of the members will die and they'll have to sacrifice, but this Baron is as good as dead, you have to imagine. Whippo is too far away.
Baron gonna get taken here by G2. The question is, can they make it out alive? Nisqy with the Everfrost, Mickey getting hooked in. G2 trying to retreat up towards the top side. A good kick. Gonna land to Reckless as well. He doesn't have the Feather Storm, and Reckless already gets shut down onto Whippo. He's managed to kite back with the death from below, and Hylissang has got the resets once again. Adam the next target. G2 now in a 4v5. Wonder going forward. Nisqy stunned up. G2 winning the fight as Upset has to dive away.
G2 forced the Baron. It looked like they would lose the fight because Fnatic arrived. They'd base, they bought items, they could TP in, and G2's positioning wasn't great. But Caps and Wonder, the solo lanes of G2 coming up massive. Reckless didn't have ult for that fight. He didn't have flash either, so he was an easy target. But when they focused down Reckless, it was the solo laners of G2 that picked the weight up.
And the solo laners of G2 have struggled so much in 2021 compared to their peak, compared to 2019. Caps and Wonder have not been in the form that they were in the past, but here we see them perform when it matters most. The question is, can they keep doing that? Can they keep this form up for the rest of the series?
Yeah, Reckless, there's really nothing he can do in this fight. He has no ult, he has no flash, he has barely anything, and he's low HP. And when all of Fnatic's diving on top of him like this, great kick, he can't move, Adam's jumping on him, Hylissang's jumping on him, he's dead. But Wonder gets Jankos alongside Reckless, and now he gets his stacks up. He gets Conqueror stacked up, and he can start free hitting. Upset splits from Nisqy and Hylissang, and they can start to move forward. This melee brawl of Jankos, Mickey, and Wonder with so much stuns and CC and true damage alongside Caps' Mage in Orianna. It's just too much for Fnatic to handle, and now for G2, only 2k down, but they have a Baron.
Only 2,000 gold in the game, as you say. Caps sitting at 7, 2, and 6. Rabadon's must be almost complete. He's got double needlessly large rod. And with a minute 30 left on this Baron, G2 will start collecting turrets, collecting structures around the map. Upset has a bit of time here by himself on this top lane tower. Hylissang is shadowing him. Caps is going to meet him in the jungle. Tower will not fall. Meanwhile, G2 are still pushing in that bottom lane. Reckless and Mickey going to get some damage down, but Adam is there to defend.
Yeah, Niski must have used his ultimate while we were in the replay. Maybe he was looking for some kind of pick or information because G2 was able to push bot all the way into that tier 2 despite having no TPs, and they weren't afraid of getting collapsed on. Fnatic really focusing on this top tier 2. Looks like they're just